Justine Henry has been a Macron supporter from day one. In the run-up to the election, she spent months campaigning for his party, putting her job as a veterinarian on hold. Now she's once again hitting the streets of Paris's Montmartre district. This time to convince her fellow citizens to support the president's unpopular workplace reforms.
I'd be interested to know why you are unconvinced.
Companies are built on the backs of their employees, and these people will have fewer rights soon. I don't see the logic.
Why do you say that? No one is going to lose existing rights.
Justine is fully committed to the cause. But after the presidential election, she too suffered disappointment. Her party chose not to endorse her as a parliamentary candidate, opting for a more experienced politician to run in her district. Justine tries her best to come to terms with the decision.
Yes, that came as a blow. Suddenly, we didn't see eye to eye anymore. But these rivalries and the issue of who gets which post, they're of secondary importance.
Even without a seat in parliament, Justine has enough on her plate. The protests against Macron are growing in number. In particular, the left-wing party of Jean-Luc Mélenchon is drawing support. Mélenchon is fighting against Macron's plan to legislate his new workplace agenda by decree, without input from Parliament.
The government has launched a full-scale attack on the French people. This affects all of our society's achievements: the education system, the healthcare system, pensions, social law. This is their attack on us.
Justine finds the protests unfair.
Emmanuel Macron made it clear during his election campaign that he would reform the labor market by decree as soon as possible. And Macron was democratically elected. That's why I find these demonstrations unfair.
Nevertheless, recent polls show Macron's popularity has slipped. His approval is even lower than that of his unpopular predecessor, François Hollande. Political scientists, however, are taking those figures with a grain of salt. Many of the votes cast in the second round were not so much for Macron as against the far-right candidate, Marine Le Pen. That's according to Pascal Perrineau. He believes it's only natural that people grumble. But Macron still has a few months in which to prove his abilities.
Macron's political opponents are at odds, and they don't have a clear leader. Macron's strength is partly due to the weakness of his opponents. At the same time, there are signs the economy is improving. So the French are more likely to feel optimistic about the future.
The greater danger, according to Perrineau, is that the young president's swift rise to power and newfound celebrity will distance him from his own base. Justine knows that for this reason, people like her play an important role.
The danger now is that there will be more and more tension, that aggression towards the government will pile up and divisions will appear. That's why it's important to explain the purpose of the reforms, so that people once again can identify with these political goals.
Without supporters like Justine touting the government's agenda, it's possible the new president's approval ratings could drop even further.